Grifball, prepare for awesome. What's up, it's Nak3d Eli, mostly unclothed gamer, and we are about to play a custom game of Grifball to show you some tips and tricks and things to do in the new Grifball playlist. We're going to talk about, also very briefly, the differences between Halo 4 and Halo Reach's Grifball. So I'm joined by Mrs. Snickerdoodle, who I will be chatting with about these changes. She is a Grifball pro, as you can see right there, completely destroying me twice in a row. And Snickers, you play in GGL, right? Like you made it to the playoffs, and your team's legit.
Yep, we got knocked out in the second round.
Shh, don't tell that to people. They're gonna think you're bad. She's really good, I swear. Shh. And then Papa Cap and K5 are just gonna be in the background chilling with us while we do this commentary. So first things first, in Halo 4, you can throw the oddball. It's kind of a big deal.
Yes.
Because you can throw it literally across the field, like if I'm not an expert thrower, but if I just aim straight up and throw it, you can make probably 75% of any court. This is Thin Ice, which is one of the normal size Grifball maps. There's a larger one, I think it's called Sarge, or Sarge's Den or something, which is on the erosion map. Sarge's Lab, thank you. And so with throwing the oddball, right, Snickers, you can throw it like behind enemy lines. You'll usually have a guy sitting on their camping their spot rather, and then someone will just throw it to them like from their side and they'll score it, right? So you always got to watch out for those jerks.
It's offensive and defensive. If you get in trouble, throw it back to your team. If you can, long bomb it and get a score.
Bingo. All right, now oddball is auto pickup. So if you throw it to someone, then they have to pick it up no matter what. Like if I'm going at Snickers right here, she does that to me. Oh, you can still punch her. Wow, you got some flexibility, girl. Check this out. Is anyone else seeing this?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm impressed. But yeah, it doesn't work like in matchmaking because this is such a close quarters combat game. It is easy for them to then hit you with the oddball. Usually it just throws them off because they don't expect to have it like so quickly. It's about reaction time. Now Snickers, something you shared with me that was actually probably the most useful thing I learned today was, because today's my Grifball education day, is that, I'm trying to show a point, damn it. See these, you see these inner rings? Where's like a good background? It's really hard to see, but there's like inner rings on the radar.
You picked a bad map for that.
All right, here, you can see on the bottom left, there's like the 3 inner rings. And when that red person gets inside that inner ring, that's usually when you want to swing at them. So if 2 people, that's for like people running at each other. We're like coming here, and then boom, I see that. You always want to hammer like just as they're entering the circle. If there's 2 people in a standoff, like here, someone of you, Papa, stand still. If they're like right here, then that's too far. So if you guys are in sort of like a pussyfooting standoff, then you got to get a little bit closer. And to our next point, throwback. So in this game, because you have shields, which you didn't have in Reach, you can launch people a lot easier without killing them. And it's just sort of a side effect of what happens.
Launch. Or you can
Lols. Did you see how far his body went? Oh, jeez.
You ready, Papa?
Are they they're gonna show us a launch, how easy it is to launch people. Oh, fail. I'll give you one more chance.
Try again.
Do it again.
Alright.
You want to launch like over their right shoulder, right? Papa, are you aiming at the ground or where are you aiming?
I'm aiming straight.
Okay. Sometimes you get distance, sometimes you get height. It's not as easy to launch the carrier as in Reach, right?
No, it's easier.
No, actually it's easier.
It is easier.
There is another launch so you can do called a shotgun. Instead of going over your right shoulder, the launcher jumps, the carrier goes under you, and just as they get under you, you swing your hammer, and it works really well.
Alright, so people can practice the different kinds of launches, and if you go to Grifball Hub, they have like tons of tutorials for all the advanced techniques, flowering and deflowering and all that jazz. You know, let's see. Next we have the ball carrier has a speed increase compared to Halo Reach, right? Because of sprint, he has to run faster than the sprinters, which means that if you're trying to like take on if you're trying to take on a guy like head to head, he can just run straight into you and pummel over you. You can't really back up as effectively as in Reach. So you basically,
The bomb runner can outrun the sprinter, but not backwards.
Exactly. And if you're going 1v1 against a ball carrier in this game, you're probably going to get destroyed. You usually want to try and take 2 people Unless his like back's turned and you can sword him. That's usually sword is the best way to go after a ball carrier anyways. Like, but it is harder in this game because they move so much faster to like make them miss a punch and then get the sword on them. There's no.
It's a little harder to juke, but
exactly.
It's a little harder to juke your kills out, but the sword is also, you have to be careful with it. It's a little bit less effective with the range and power of the hammer, but it still can work.
Yeah, the sword's definitely gotten a nerf in this game. But still you can use it if you want. You know, it's just gonna be a little bit more difficult to get kills. Then we have no sudden death whatsoever.
Oh, Paul.
So no sudden death
no
means,
sudden death.
like, even in Grifball Pro, which is like the game type that's similar to Reach, that has 5 rounds, you play all 5, there's no sudden death. So whether you're tied or not, the game just ends. They don't want any stat padders in the game anymore, clearly, using that extra time.
So tied, tied 4-4 last, you've got the last 30 seconds, no sudden death. Do or die.
Let's see. The maps are larger to accommodate sprints. There's no hammer jumping. So
no hammer jumping.
That kind of makes me sad face. I really like just looking down, hammering as I'm jumping, and launching across the sky. And that also added like a tactical, strategic way to play Grifball, right?
A little bit. Changed your angle of attack and force people to look up, which you still should do. So,
this sounds like really advanced stuff. Things that most players.
Your radar. Aww.
Whoop. And in this game, you have your radar tells you to look up or down or whatever. So that's good. Kind of like in Reach too. Let's see. Oh, this is a big point. No infinite sprint, which means you can't just sprint around all the time. You will eventually run out, and then you're gonna be slow, and people might have an advantage on you if you like sprint into their court, and then they have sprint over here. So just be wary of that.
And with the sprint, just because you have it doesn't mean you have to use it. Be patient sometimes. Might lead you to get more kills instead of rushing in and swinging wildly.
A good point. A lot of people seem to just sprint like straight at the other team's side and consistently die. Oh no, did we lose Snickers? We didn't talk about how the hammer is the strongest when you hit it in the middle, right? If you're like swinging.
Yeah, just aim, shoot straight.
You said something about like a cone effect?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you swing straight in front of you, it's going to be the blast radius expands out, ripple effect. So the front is going to be the strongest, and as you go expand out, not so much.
So like if I hammer next to a guy, but I'm not looking directly at him, but he's looking directly at me when he swings, he's going to get the kill, right? And I probably won't. That's just the name of the game.
Unless you're me, then you'll betray the teammates behind you, so.
Lol. Yeah, watch your radar, and don't push up 2 people at a time on one guy, because that's always how people die. Anything else? Any other major tips?
That's it.
You said don't jump as the ball carrier. Do you stand by that statement? Woo!
Yes. Jumping, well, you learned in that game, jumping when you are running usually ends up with you dead if you're trying to plant the ball.
That's because they know your trajectory and they can get to you faster with swords, and because they can hit you off the plant.
Well, not only that, but if you're in here, Papa, give one of them the ball real quick. Here, Paul, run at me and jump.
Whoa!
I mean, it launches you.
That was a good launch.
So it can, yeah, so not only that, it can like launch you, away from the plant. So if you've got the ball and you're jumping up to the plant, as you're floating down over it, you don't want to get pushed out.
That makes sense. All right.
Incidentally, if your bomb your plant is being rushed at, easiest way to get the bomb out is to hammer the carrier as opposed to the sword. So
oh yeah, if you're like right here, yeah, I got you. All right, are there any other like major things that people should know about Grifball before we sign off? Should we direct them somewhere to like Grifball Hub if they want to learn more? What do you think?
Yep. I think Grifball Hub for more information, but I can't think of anything. You hit most of the high points.
Did we talk about high sensitivity and how you should play on like 8 to 10? I don't know if I
play on a 9.
talked about that.
And he scored it, so game's over.
Game's over. All right, we got destroyed. They're too good for us. Well, thank you for coming on and talking about Grifball, guys. I appreciate it.
Yay! Thank you. Grifball's fun. Grifball's more fun than anything else.
Lies. Damned lies.